Hello everyone, and welcome to the answers to this week's feedback challenge on writing outline statements for IELTS Writing Task 2. Outline statements are the second part of your introduction, and they basically act as an index to the rest of your essay. So you need to outline your main ideas, and if you're asked for your opinion, you need to outline that as well. So the question we had today was an opinion essay, and it said, some believe that nuclear weapons benefit the world at large. And it says, what extent do you agree or disagree? They're really important, this word extent, because we need to talk about completely agreeing or totally agreeing to show how much. Something you do not want to do is say, I somewhat agree or disagree, because you want to have a very clear view. So you don't want to have one paragraph talking about agreeing, one paragraph talking about disagreeing. You need to have a very clear opinion throughout. And therefore, we are going to totally or completely agree or disagree, whichever one you want to. So we're going to have a look here. We say, I completely disagree with the statement. Okay, so very clear. The statement about the world benefiting from having nuclear weapons. Okay, so I'm going to highlight and show some structures here that we can use here. So what the student has done is, I completely disagree with. They've actually here kind of paraphrased the question. This is not necessary. You could just say, I disagree with this statement. So we don't need this. I would say, because paraphrasing is just one of those tricky things, and we've already paraphrased what the question is talking about, it's probably best to just remove this part, and it's going to make our life a lot easier. So I completely disagree with, rather than saying this statement, because we just read about it, this statement. Then we're going to use a conjunction here, a joining word. So because or as are both going to work here. And then after because, we're always going to have a clause. So we've got, they are dangerous for humankind. Okay, great. So we've got subject, verb, for humankind, object, and verb, object. So we've got a clause which follows. It's really important to try and follow with a clause, as this is the most natural way, clearest way to write this. So looking at these ideas, they are dangerous for humankind and can be misused by people to threaten other nations. Unfortunately, these ideas are very, very similar. So obviously it will depend on how the student explains these ideas in the main essay, but at the moment, dangerous for humankind and misused by people to threaten other nations look like a very, very similar idea. We've got to make sure that our ideas are very, very clear and separate. Okay. So let's have a look at the next one and see if this one is a little bit closer to getting it right. So this essay totally disagrees that nuclear weapons can be beneficial for the world. So again, we've put this essay totally disagrees, so this is good. There's nothing wrong with this, that nuclear weapons can be beneficial. But we've already kind of mentioned it, and especially if this is going to be the next sentence, I would just use with this statement, because it's going to make your life easier. So, again, I want to be very clear. It wasn't wrong what the student has done, but this is going to be easier. And we're all about easy, especially when we come into an exam. We don't have a lot of time. So this essay totally disagrees with the statement. We're going to give because, we're going to give our reasons. They can cause massive destruction when used in wars. Okay, good. We've got a clause here, and subsequently affect human health severely. Again, nicely written. This adverb of manner will be a little bit more natural to be before your main verb. So they subsequently severely affect human health. This time we do have two clear ideas. So they cause massive destruction, so that's referring to the environment, and they can affect human health. So we've got environment, human health, which seems like two clear ideas. And this looks like a nice clause, or independent clause that we have here. So good job. The essay. So we're referring to the essay we're writing, so it'd be more natural to say this essay. completely disagrees. So this essay is a singular. So we need the third person here with this statement. Okay, it's fine. Because, lovely. On a clause, nuclear weapons have a negative impact on humans' health. And we're saying the environment. Apart from that, looking good. Let me just, okay, so we can see it. So well done. Two clear ideas, environment and human health. Let's move on to our next idea. So I totally disagree that nuclear weapons are beneficial. For him, it's absolutely fine. I know a lot of people like to put this essay, but it does ask you, what extent do you agree or disagree? So the natural way to answer this, and I would say more natural than saying this essay, is to simply say I. So I totally disagree that nuclear weapons are beneficial to the world to a great extent. So here, once again, just to avoid us being repetitive, the reason I'm saying it's repetitive, because once we've written our paraphrase, we've already said this in the sentence before. So simply this thing, because of its catastrophic effects. So our subject here, what we're referring to, nuclear weapons. So it is not plural, so we need their catastrophic effects on humans and the environment. Again, two clear ideas. Just get in this habit of keeping it nice and simple of I agree or totally disagree or totally agree with this statement or this view would be fine. So I totally disagree with the statement because, nice, nuclear weapons are harmful as they could be used to start a war. So here, when we look at this, it almost looks like we've got our explanation included in here. So I think we could be maybe a little bit more specific here. So nuclear weapons could be used to start a war. Okay, so that would be one idea. Again, we've got subject, verb, and object. And people could face serious health issues when they are exposed to, and again, we're referring to weapons, but we're keeping it nice and simple. Moving on to the next one, I totally disagree with the statement, fine, because these weapons will contribute in nations' instability. So this expression doesn't work, contribute in a nation's instability. You could say, so contribute is always contribute to. So remember this collocation here. And then we're going to have the gerundial phrase after this, so contribute to making nations unstable and have a negative impact on the green planet. So this expression is a little bit strange. Obviously, the student is trying to refer to Earth, but the green planet is not what we refer to Earth. Here you could maybe say have a negative impact on the planet. Or on the environment. Either of those would work more naturally. Okay. So negative effect on the planet, and they make nations unstable. Two clear ideas. Good job. I strongly disagree with this view. Good, because good. Possessing nuclear weapons may possibly cause wars. Good. And nuclear explosions can lethally harm creatures on the planet. Two very clear ideas. We don't actually need the comma here because this is a compound object. And when we have a compound object, we do not have a comma. Very, very minor mistake, and it's not really going to affect your score much, but I just wanted to point that out. So next one, I strongly disagree with this statement as nuclear weapons threaten individuals' lives and harm the environment. Very clear, excellent outline statement. Our next one, I completely disagree with the statement. Good. Because nuclear powers encourage wars. So here, we're not really talking about the powers because a nuclear power is a country with the weapons. So nuclear weapons encourage wars, and they produce a lot of damage to the population where they are used. Okay, 2 clear ideas. Good job. And then we got one last one. This essay completely disagrees. Once again, we've got to remember that we're talking about an it. This essay completely disagrees with this notion. It's fine to use this because nuclear weapons could exterminate living beings. Again, no need for the comma here because we've got a compound object. And we are referring to nuclear weapons, so they are extremely dangerous to handle. And again, 2 clear ideas. So those were all of our outline statements for this week. Thank you very much to everyone who participated in this channel, this challenge. Please remember to like if I've commented on your work, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you understand that structure that I've shown you at the beginning of this challenge. This can be used for all opinion essays. So if you can remember that, you're going to keep it nice and simple, and you're going to make sure that you're following a tried and tested structure that you're not going to make mistakes with. Good luck to you all in your studies. Hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you all soon.